Welcome to Lesson 13E, Blasius boundary layer, normal velocity component. This lesson will be the last in our series about the Blasius boundary layer. We'll derive an expression for the normal velocity component v, and we'll discuss some far field effects. To derive an equation for the normal velocity component, we recall from a previous lesson we had an expression for v, namely u d delta c dx, times eta f prime minus f. We had generated this equation from continuity when we started our similarity analysis. Well, delta c is square root of 2 nu cx over u, so d delta c dx is 1/2 square root of 2 nu c over u, 1 over square root of x. And we picked c equal 1/2 so that this 2 and the c cancel. And plugging in this derivative of delta c, we get v equal 1/2 square root of nu u over x, eta f prime minus f. This is our equation for v in terms of our similarity variables eta and f. One comment before I continue, we note that v goes like x to the minus 1/2. In other words, v decreases as x increases. In fact, v goes to infinity at x equals 0. So, as we already know, the leading edge of the Blasius flat plate is a mathematical singularity. What do we do about that? Well, as we do with most singularities, we ignore the solution close to x equals 0 to avoid this infinite value in the singularity. But at any location other than x equals 0, we can plot this vertical component of velocity v versus similarity variable eta. And it looks something like this. It's 0 at the wall, of course, since no flow can go through the wall. And v increases with eta, reaching a maximum near the edge of the boundary layer. The max value, by the way, is 0.860 square root of nu u over x. How do I know that? Well, let's look at v as eta goes to infinity, in other words, outside the boundary layer, where v remains v max from then on. Well, from our equation up here, v goes to 1/2 square root of nu u over x times eta f prime minus f as eta goes to infinity. Well, we know that f prime goes to 1 as eta goes to infinity. Thus, v approaches 1/2 square root of nu u over x times eta minus f as eta goes to infinity. Well, we've done this before. You may recall that at large eta, eta minus f approaches a constant. In fact, eta minus f approaches 1.72 as eta goes to infinity. I showed this in a previous lesson when we were deriving the equation for delta star. It comes from our Runge-Kutta solution. Therefore, with this factor of 1/2, v approaches 0.860 square root of nu u over x. And this is v max outside the boundary layer. Non-dimensionally, if we divide by u, v over u approaches 0.866 over the square root of rex as eta goes to infinity. Interestingly, this is the same form, some constant over square root of rex, that we got previously for several of our non-dimensional quantities, such as delta over x, delta star over x, theta over x, etc. Now let's discuss the far field effects. Since v goes to some maximum value above the boundary layer, we can say that at some x location, v approaches some constant, which is v max, for any value of y above the boundary layer. In other words, there is a vertical component of velocity even at infinity.
Huh? That don't make no sense. How can there still be a v way out at infinity?
Well, Dud, it's because there's no length scale and there's a singularity at the leading edge. Let me try to explain this. Here's our plate with this singularity at the origin. If this is delta and this is delta star, a streamline above the boundary layer will veer upward and behave just like delta star, as we discussed before because of the nature of the displacement thickness. But according to the Blasius similarity solution, the same thing happens to all streamlines above the boundary layer, regardless of how far they are above the plate. Streamlines are displaced by delta star x for any streamline above the boundary layer.
If you say so.
This is obviously not physical. In a real fluid flow, the flowway up here wouldn't even know that there was a plate yet. The streamlines would continue nice and straight until the effect would start to be felt. So why do we have this strange result? Well, the key is that it's an infinite plate and there is no length scale in this problem. Going back to my ant and giant analogy, the ant sees this delta of x, and as it looks up, it sees this strange behavior in the streamlines far above itself, up at what it thinks is infinity. But if you zoom out, it doesn't matter how far you zoom out, even if you're a giant the size of our country, you would still see exactly this same flow because this plate is infinite. There's no length scale. So the giant and the ant see the same thing from their perspectives, and therefore this behavior of the streamlines must continue forever up. At some x location up here, the x component of velocity u is capital U, and there's a small component of vertical velocity v, so that the net vector velocity points up somewhat. Well, how big is this v compared to u? Well, let's take the same example we took in a previous lesson. For x equal 1 meter with a free stream speed of 10 meters per second in air, with nu equal 1.5 times 10 to the minus 5 meters squared per second. We had calculated REX as 6 2/3 times 10 to the 5th. Thus, V max over U, which is 0.860 over square root of REX, becomes about 1.05 times 10 to the minus 3. In other words, V max is approximately 0.1% of capital U for this example boundary layer. Well, that's really tiny. In fact, in terms of the angle alpha is approximately 0.06 degrees, which is an extremely small angle. At this large Reynolds number, which is probably transitional actually, the boundary layer would be much thinner than what I've drawn, and this veering up of the streamline would also be hardly noticeable. The bottom line is that since this is a similarity solution where we assumed an infinite plate, the singularity and this effect of the streamlines at infinity is non-physical. For a finite plate, where we'll let the plate be of length L, there would be no singularity. So even if I exaggerate delta like we always do, the streamline would continue straight and then would veer up slightly as it passes through delta. But this plate ends here, and we'd get a small wake region downstream of the plate. But far away from the plate, the streamlines would not veer up. The speed would remain capital U, and the streamlines would be flat. The bottom line is that the Blasius similarity solution is useful as an approximation, but it has a singularity at the leading edge, and non-physical effects far away from the plate. Nevertheless, at some x location, the profile shape predicted by Blasius is an excellent approximation, even for a finite flat plate, but we have to stay away from this singularity point, and we can't trust the solution as we go to higher and higher y values. All these lessons have been for a zero pressure gradient flat plate case. In the next set of lessons, we'll talk about boundary layers with pressure gradients. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. 1, 2, 3. That's all there is to it.